All right, what's up, everybody? It's Lids, and as soon as I say that, thank you for the follow, a guy. But we are back for some more Pyre Community RITE NITE, which means, of course, some good old-fashioned multiplayer Pyre, featuring first and foremost none other than the members of the RITE Club Discord server, the place for all things multiplayer Pyre. And if you are interested in getting more involved in multiplayer Pyre, then joining that group is exactly the thing that you should be doing. But those of you in chat, you are not off the hook. No, because you see the red circle with the white L below chat. You click on that, you'll find all the various requests that you can make today, including things ranging from selecting players' exiles, masteries, songs, arenas, even Titan stars are all fair game. So, without further ado, let's hop into versus mode here. We'll set ourselves up with our default settings, but let us know, chat, if there's anything in particular you would like to see for our first match, and let us know who would like to get things started today, as I will hop into said Discord group. Alright, I'm in Discord. Let me make sure I have Steam Friends up and all that. Where'd you go, Steam Friends? Actually, where did you go, Steam Friends? Steam Friends? Steam Friends? Steam Friends? Steam Friends, don't do this to me. Come on, Steam Friends. It actually may have legitimately disappeared on me. I remember a day or so ago, I recalled seeing that Steam Friends was just this black block. No features, no UI on it whatsoever. Just this black block. You know what? Maybe I closed Steam Friends, because it looks like it's not really behaving at the moment. But, just attempted to reopen it, and alas, not much is happening. Not much is happening. So, I might just do a quick Steam/Pyre restart here real quick, because I am getting the feeling that it is not about to make an immediate comeback. Should just take a second, but let me give Steam a complete restart, because it seems as though it wants to be uncooperative. Thanks, Steam. Steam update. Maybe that's why. I like cowboy hats. Well, thanks for stopping by. Good to have you. We're never off the hook. Exactly, QB. Alright, we'll be up in just a second here. Let me know if anyone would like to get us started for our first match, and let me know if there's anything we'd like to see for our first match, as Steam has picked the most opportune of times to require an update. Okay, I think it's finishing up now. Nora says she could. Alright, well, as soon as Steam Friends and Steam in general have returned, then I can send you an invite, but, hold on. And you'll be withdrawn today. What? Okay, let's see. Pyre didn't close, despite the fact that I restarted Steam, and despite the fact that I tried to close Pyre like a bazillion times. So that's also weird. Steam's just being a little odd to get things started today, but you know what? We'll find a way to make it work. I'm hoping it's just a weird little gimmicky thing because of the restart, and then once it is actually functional. All right, Pyre, you are getting force quit. Now you are going to get force quit. Pyre, why you gotta be like this? All right. That should be fine now. Steam is back. Pyre can restart. Steam Friends? Steam Friends. All right, we're back in it. Hold on. Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Lids, and we're back for some Pyre Community RITE NITE. We totally didn't just run into some technical difficulties. No, we're totally fine. We're just gonna hop straight into versus mode here and let us know who would like to get things started, and let us know if there are any requests we'd like for our first match. Oh, look at that, and Nor says she's ready to go. Awesome. You know what's especially great about that? I have Steam Friends up and ready to go here, so I can just send you an invite right now. Beautiful. Beautiful. So we have one. Is there anyone who would like to face off against Anor here for our first few matches? Groundhog Day? Nah, I don't know what you're talking about. In terms of other holidays, though, it is currently the day before Halloween. It's functionally Halloween, guys, okay? It's basically Halloween. And if I remember correctly, last year we actually had a RITE Night directly on Halloween. And we had several requests for that reason that were based on a Halloween theme. And this was, if I remember correctly, right around just after the time where we had just installed the mods to modify the color of the raiments of the various characters, and so we were all experimenting with what we thought the spookiest of team colors and characters would be. Yeah, isn't it lovely when Steam Friends works flawlessly? I mean, it happens so often that it's easy to take those things for granted, of course, but... Hold on a second. What the heck? What the heck? What is this trove nonsense of which you speak? What is this trove nonsense? Hold on just a minute. Something is up here. Something is up here. Who clicked that? Who clicked that? Come on, guys. Come on, guys. Who clicked the Hades reward that we haven't activated in 2 years? Who did that? So unprofessional. All right, so well, we're just opening up our early trick-or-treat bags, right? Is, I guess, maybe what that means. But other than that, we have Anor. We are, I think, still looking for one more person here, unless someone snuck in saying they're interested in between those trove requests. Let's see. What is the mystery reveal? Yeah, no, don't think we've seen anyone else. So if there is anyone else who'd like to jump in here, we are looking for one more person to face off against Anor. Anor, you had said, and I'm gonna bring this up, because it has been a topic of discussion in the past, and you brought it up voluntarily, I believe it was last week, that, although in the past, Anor has generally been a keyboard mouse player, and we can only have one keyboard mouse player in at a time, otherwise Pyre gets confused and we just can't do it, which means we functionally need to have at least one person on controller at any given point in time when we're doing remote play. Anor had said that she was considering converting into a controller player, so perhaps that means that we can have whoever would like to jump in here, whether they be a keyboard mouse person or a controller person. Have I actually written that down? No, but I believe I have video evidence to document this fact. The statement was made. I have the files, you see? I just need to go through the archives and locate the precise location that it has been stored. But anyways, that's all just to say, whoever would like to hop in here to face off against Anor, you are welcome to do so. Let's see. We have Anor. I mean, we say this. I did notice in that brief moment that Anor has not currently plugged in a controller. So maybe Anor's preference would still be to go keyboard and mouse, but, you know, that remains to be seen. I mean, in the absence of anyone else, I mean, I could jump in. I mean, I could, Anor says. I have not played Pyre. Oh, goodness, at this point? probably in at least 2 months. I don't think I've played since we had our little break during which time I had lost my voice. I don't think I played since then, have I? Maybe you guys remember better than I have, but if not, then it's been, yeah, probably at least 2 months, if not more than that. So that's, you know, a little concerning. But I could. And fortunately for Honor, whoa! My preference is to go on controller. She immediately hits the start button as soon as I finish plugging in my controller. Like, the second my controller is in my hand, she presses the start button. Aggressive move. Aggressive move. Pick up the controller, glance over at the screen. Oh, we're starting.
Only the righteous shall emerge victorious.
Sure, you did.
Stand prepared. Accusers, stand ready.
Honor even took... Oh, she even took... Hold on. Am I player 1? Is Honor's player 1, so she even took my triumvirate. How dare she? One moment here. One moment. Let's at least get the names up. The proper names. How SSC ended up there, I am not sure. But... there we go. Wanted to be withdrawn? Well, now look what you've done. No, it's fine. Don't worry about it. What? You are the Pyre Hearts. How dare you? I am what, the accusers? Gross. Your arena look. Look. I did not know we were gonna start this one up either, okay? It was not part of the plan. I mean, I suppose we could back out and correct some things if that is of interest, and we can get Barrick's arena request in that case. We could perhaps give ourselves our preferred triumvirates, but I don't know, maybe maybe at this point it's too little too late. We've committed at this point. That would be great. Alright, I guess. Hold on, Honor said, what, withdrawn? I'll go Pyre Hearts. That's kind of similar colors, but I think we'll still be fine. And then Crisis Averted. Well, sort of. Then Barrick, your arena request was Best of the Besta? I'm not sure what you mean. Ah, okay. Of course. No, that makes complete sense. Complete sense, of course.
Welcome, exile.
Oh, look at this. It's our first ride of the night.
You stand upon the nest of Triesta. Here you may yet prove your worth. The stars themselves shall be your witnesses. The withdrawn stand ready. Pylons stand ready. Who shall strive for freedom?
So, no requests affecting our team composition here, I don't believe. And Shooting Dragon, if you would like to take my spot up for this one, I'm basically just filling in for the moment, so you're welcome to swap in after this. I mean, I'm in for this one, yeah. I'm at least doing this one. So it's a quick throwing. I didn't catch if that was a ninja armor. Should we check the scouting report? I imagine it probably is. Okay. So. Here's the thing. Titan Tooth, Pamitha with the salute. Webland Thorn Tiso for Anor. I'll go, let's see. On this side, we'll go with the Gare Bear.
Exile.
Double Pamitha, perhaps. Yes, indeed. Okay. Okay. Somewhat of a similar team composition, then. Didn't really want to take that. But, okay, you know, we'll work with it. We'll work with it. So, how does the game work again? Someone care to remind me? Oh, rude. Hold on. One moment, please. Nope, this one. This person is the one that I would like to be controlling at the moment. Oopsie daisy. Also oopsie daisy. Excuse me? I was standing right there. You threw it right at me. What's that supposed to be about? Okay, I was still standing right there. Okay. Nope, that's too far into the lava I go. Oh, whoop, nope, nope, no. Stop intercepting those. Very useful portal over there. That was close. Actually was a very useful portal. As it turns out. Greetings. Oh, I did not fly quickly enough. I see that. Oh, so much for the heart push. No, not quick enough, I'm afraid. Away, you little imp! Useful portal gets in. No, I think on that occasion I avoided having my entire team get killed because I actually did happen to get someone to go through it. Oh, well, yeah, I was actually looking for a portal that time. Hello. I know what your plan is. Ooh, I almost went into the lava there. Just, you know, going on a little stroll around the nest. Nothing to see here, really. Really nothing to see here. I don't know why you're so keen on pushing me into the pyre. I also did not have prayer beads, so that was maybe not the greatest of decisions to do that. Oh, right, there's the Titan Tooth for you. Voice is feeling a little bit better. At least when I first, usually what happens is when I first wake up, it does not feel great, and that takes a little bit of time for me to start to feel better. So it's hard for me to say definitively until I've sort of been awake for a little while. No, into the lava I go. Oopsie daisy. Alright, it's 3 throws that have passed right through my character. It's 4 throws that have passed right through my character. It's a little excessive. GG.
Thus end this night's proceedings. Until the next rite.
Oh, and finally done with exams as well, Proxy. Well done. Awesome. Clearly, this guy is all washed up when it comes to Pyre. He's over the hill. But I thought that Chewing Dragon had expressed interest in jumping in. Chewing Dragon is indeed interested. Okay, in that case, an SSE has stopped by. SSE is interested as well. Let's see. Let's get Chewing Dragon in for me, as Chewing Dragon, as I was basically just filling in, and Chewing Dragon has expressed interest first, and then next time someone else is looking to swap out, we can get SSE in. How does that sound? How does that sound? Sounds good? Alright. Let me track down Chewing Dragon. Huzzah. Quest sent. Invite sent, I should say. Let's reset ourselves arena-wise as well, and let us know, chat, if there's anything we'd like to see for this one. Yeah, that was just our first ride of the night. I mean, it's totally our first ride of the night. It's not as if we had to restart Steam, restart the first ride. It's not like we had to basically restart absolutely everything that we've done thus far today. No, totally not. Totally not. Don't be silly. Chewing Dragon. What does that mean? Okay, but what does that mean? Oh, why didn't you say so? Why didn't you spam the thrashbacks in chat? Why didn't you just spam the thrashbacks? Then I would have immediately known. Okay. Great design in... Yeah, why... I don't know. Proxy, that makes 2 of us. I don't know either. Alright, let's also, if we could double check who is player 1 and who is player 2 now that we've had Chewing Dragon hop in. Oh, and also let me unplug my controller. That probably helps too. Is Anor still player 1 here? Did Wamelon sneak in there? Hold on. Wamelon did sneak in there. Oh, didn't even catch it there for a second. Also briefly surfaced from... Ooh, school. I see, I see. Well, good to see you as well. Maybe we can get you in a little bit later too. Very busy these past few weeks. Well, good to have you back. Good to see you. All right, Anor is still player 1. Let's fix these things up then. Now, this is Chewing Dragon. We capitalized the D? We probably have capitalized the D in the past. Then, Chewing Dragon, which team would you like to be? I think I know the answer, but I'll ask. I'll ask, even though, yeah, I'm already in the process of pressing the button to do it. There we go. Okay. Alright, so we have, what, a song, and that, I believe, is it at the moment, request-wise. Let me just double-check real quick. Yeah, that looks like it. Alright, so in that case, this will be our first one between Anor and Chewing Dragon for the day. So let's get started. Good question, Chewing Dragon. Is this a one-time thing we're seeing Anor with the Withdrawn, or is this going to be a more permanent arrangement? Maybe it's her Halloween costume. Oh, hold on. We do have an exile request from Proxy, which is just in time where we could potentially still apply it here. Oralek. Okay, on both teams, I assume. And does it matter where he goes, or anywhere on the team will do? Still Nightwing through and through, but I have a couple of reasons to wear Withdrawn colors today. One of which might be the fact that it's Halloween. Okay, fair enough, that is one. Okay, so yes, one Oralek on both teams. Can be in any slot. Doesn't matter if he's first, second, or third.
Choose someone.
And Bear's like, oh, thank goodness didn't lose a Nightwings member. Whoa there, Chewing Dragon. We don't throw that word around, okay? The Titan that shall not be named. Controller dead. Okay, so here's what you need to do. Ready, cuss one hand on top of the other, and place that hand on top of your controller, and to the beat of the Bee Gees' Staying Alive, I need you to press firmly down on the controller repeatedly. Exactly, Proxy. Or in this case, Juicers fan, I guess? Oh, we did see that picture, or that meme, or however you want to describe it, in the Discord chat a day or so ago from the what was it, monks who adopted this dog who looked remarkably like Delbert. And they dressed him up in what was kind of like some raiments. So we'll see if we get any Delbert selections today. Perhaps in memory of that picture. But of course, we did have that Oralek request, and now both players have taken Oralek, but generally speaking, when he is a member of your team, does require that you construct a team specifically to support him. Otherwise, if he does get banished, having that 30-second respawn time is pretty difficult to work around. Anor takes a quick throwing Volfred in that last spot there. She is, of course, a big fan of Volfred, but typically don't see her go with the quick throwing talisman. We have seen other players certainly make good use of a quick throwing sap because they do have, by default, the largest throwing range, but a quite throw slow. quite slow throw, so to speed it up can be quite useful. But it's just not the approach that Nor tends to take. And there's Tizo in the last spot for Chewing Dragon, so this will be our first showdown of the night between Anor and Chewing Dragon here. And it's Chewing Dragon getting things started by hopping in for 20 here. I see. Perhaps because Anor switching things up a little bit here, going with the controller, when usually she would be a keyboard mouse player. Switching up the strategy a little bit with the saps. But it's Chewing Dragon continuing to apply the pressure here, plunging for 25 with Orlek. And took prayer reads on him, so he is back already. Almer's shut down. Here's Anor's Orlek. Blocked and dispossessed, but now has it back. And knocks back the defenders enough to set up a plunge for Anor for 25 damage. And Anor also took prayer beads on Orlek, so he's back on Anor's side as well. Chewing Dragon, oh, with the well-timed throw into the opposing player just to turn around and banish them, and suddenly Anor was at least momentarily defenseless, and with only one defender back now, easy enough for Orlek to bulldoze his way through for another 25 damage. Look at that little ring around the rosy play from Almer, and did his throw just curve 90 degrees? I didn't see it hit anything. It really just looked like it curved around the obstacle there. Very interesting plays. A few in a row there from Chewing Dragon, some of which were clever, but could be explained. The last one, I don't know where it came from. Anor with Pamitha. Avert your gaze, children. The Titan Tooth, though, stuns Chewing Dragon, giving Anor a little bit of an opportunity here to swap in Volfred, although now he's taken out. Anor waiting for reinforcements. Retreats within the safety of the sapling. And now has both of her other teammates back, but oh, for a second there, thinking about just going all the way with Pamitha, but she is eventually stopped, and now suddenly Chewing Dragon with an opportunity here. Oh, and Anor trying to banish the opposing Orlek, but instead loses her own. And that is not a sight you ever like to see with Orlek. Now, both players are going to have to wait a long time before their Orleks return. And we saw them, of course, take the prayer beads, but outside of that, not a lot of ways to bring the Orleks back. Did we see Webbed Lanthorn? We did, at least on some of the imps here. But in this case, for Chewing Dragon, it brings back Almer, not Orlek. So he's still waiting a long time before Orlek returns, and Almer tries to go in directly himself. But Anor successful defensively. Orlek has returned for Anor, and now has returned for Chewing Dragon as well, and a little switcheroo leaves enough room for Anor to plunge in here with Orlek for 25. Once again, that obstacle there, with Almer's throws, just had a very odd trajectory where they do not seem to be getting thrown straight ahead. They're curving around the obstacle. And maybe he's just bouncing it off the obstacle from point blank, so it's hard to tell that it's getting that deflection initially. But yeah, from that general spot, that time it didn't happen. There were two previous times, though, in this match where it absolutely did. And even if it was bouncing off immediately, the angle at which it was bouncing would not make any sense. Would be the opposite direction you'd expect. And there's a 22 damage throw from Nor from Volfred. As we were saying, she took the quick throwing talisman with him, which is not usually something she takes, but she mixed it up a little bit this time, going that route. And Orb inadvertently hits Chewing Dragon's Pyre, bouncing back out. But now, whoa, quick move in there from Orlek for Nor for another 25 damage. Chewing Dragon with both Almer and Orlek hanging out right next to each other. And there it was, right there. The way in which it's bouncing, it's curving down, even though, if anything, you would expect it to curve up. Spoopy magic indeed. Oh, and Nor somehow gets the orb back there. right in front of Chewing Dragon's Pyre, switches in to Volford, and from that range, that might be unblockable, and it's good for 25.
Once more like that, and we are finished here.
Orlek. For Chewing Dragon, blocked, but not banished. At least not yet. Oh, now it is, and there's the counterattack. A quick throw in to finish the job.
Their pyre burns, whilst that of their adversaries is but ash. Thus end this night's proceedings.
But GG. Well played. And let's head on back.
Until the next rite.
Alright, so let us know, chat, if there's anything else we'd like for this one. I think we had one song in the queue. Was it from a Nor Dread Design? Okay. We have that. But otherwise, everything remains unclaimed. And yeah, Chewing Dragon, was that intentional, trying to sort of curve the orb around that obstacle with the throws? Because he did it several times. And it was very odd. Physics-defying throws, seemingly. Apparently he's just that good. Alright, not seeing anything else from chat, though, so unless there are any last-minute thoughts here. Secret mechanic discovered. Perhaps? I mean, I suspect that maybe it's just that the precise shape of those obstacles is not what it would appear to be, and so Chewing Dragon somehow, several times, found a very precise angle at which to throw toward that obstacle and cause it to deflect in an very unexpected direction. So I'd be curious to see how repeatable that is, and if we can figure out more precisely what the reasoning behind it is. But that's my theory, at least. I don't know, maybe someone... I don't know, did other people in chat notice it? Maybe someone could clip it. Or maybe I'm just going crazy and my eyes are deceiving me. I don't know. But either way, why don't we hop into this next one?
The withdrawn versus
Oh, well, this is fitting.
dissidents.
I do believe Anor just requested Dread Design. She is, of course, using the Withdrawn here as well. Oh dear, something is very clearly up. What exactly that is, well, maybe we're about to find out. It sounds like both Anor and Chewing Dragon are in on something here. Anor starts with the quick throwing stowaway. Now, I will say that this is perhaps the best arena when it comes to bouncing the orb deliberately off the walls. Oh, thanks for stopping by, SSE. No worries. We'll catch you in a little bit then. This will certainly be the match of all time, indeed. So yes, this is probably the best arena when it comes to deliberately bouncing the orb off the walls, whether it be while carrying it and, you know, jumping off the wall, or a little more likely throwing the orb deliberately off the wall. And for those who are especially daring, especially bold, they can try to bounce a throw off the wall and directly into the pyre, which is far easier said than done, but it is certainly possible and does generally, or is generally, something that players tend to attempt when using Savages, and that is, of course, what Anor picked in the first spot there. It is also the type of character that Chewing Dragon just selected. Just saying that she predicted the arena. This is true. Anor also has an uncanny ability to predict the arena with her song requests. Still no idea what Chewing Dragon is afraid of, though. Oh, also, I meant to bump Chewing Dragon's name a little bit over, because his name was blocking the Pyre life a little bit. I might do that real quick. Quickly tabs out. Boop, 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 boop. Something like that. That's probably better, right? Maybe. I mean, it looks, Wamelon, it almost looks like that is the case, except it very much is not. All these angles that you would think would be automatic throws bouncing off the wall and into the pyre are anything but that. I mean, look at that. That looks like a parabola with the pyre more or less at the focus, right? But I'm afraid it is not that simple. Alright, that time it is a Prayer Beads Almer. Still a Savage, but a plunging rather than throwing talisman. I mean, it is still possible to try to jump off the wall and in. If that is, in fact, something that Anora is going for here, then one would assume that means that Almer's going to try to jump off the wall and in, and the Stowaway is going to try to throw it off the wall and in. But that's just a theory. Just a prediction, of course. We'll have to see how the players opt to play this one out here. As Chewing Dragon goes for a power casting Lendl in the last spot, and perhaps we will have some of those theories confirmed. But it's Chewing Dragon getting us started here with the 15 damage plunge with the Cur. Barker, who has already come back. Stowaway's throw intercepted by Barker. Oh! Look at that, teleportation and then quick double banishment, and there is the off-the-wall throw. And as I was saying, even when you're right next to the Pyre, and you would think it'd be quite simple to throw it off the wall and in, it is not. But that time, Anora just goes straight for the Pyre. Sometimes, even if you are trying to throw it off the wall, occasionally your character will deliberately auto-target straight at the Pyre, so might not have even been Anora's intention to do that there. Here is the Stowaway again, and yes, going off the wall this time. But not enough on that one, and that time it's intercepted. Almer for Chewing Dragon. Big power, double banishment from the power cast, and suddenly Nora's defenseless here. So time for Chewing Dragon for a full damage throw and little salute to celebrate at the end there as the camera was fading out. Almer perhaps trying to jump off the wall and in, but does not have enough time to make it all the way over there. Big implosion. Just Barker remaining. He's trying to go off the wall and in, but he's stopped. Anora through the portal, which is right next to Chewing Dragon's Pyre, and somehow Chewing Dragon's still able to banish the would-be attacker. Anora trying to line up the throw, and that one looked like it might have been on target, but Chewing Dragon got in the way for the interception. Almer for Anora off the wall, and might not have been directly in, but, you know, had the general trajectory just about right. Oh, and that throw immediately intercepted. Barker retreats, now makes his move, and has just enough stamina left to hop over the defender and in for 15. Almer stopped again. Barker used his stamina, and now he's banished. Lendl somehow, at least temporarily, avoided the defender. Almer about to come back and does, but not quickly enough to stop the opposing Almer. The Almers both teleport to the orb, or rather, the Stowaway and Chewing Dragon's Almer. Oh, Barker ran out of stamina at the wrong time there for Chewing Dragon. Nor opts for the Stowaway. Tries again. but no luck that time. Series of banishments with a stowaway emerges here and is once again trying to go off the wall. Elendil is not having it. That is a speedy move there by Barker, though. Not quite far enough to make it all the way in, but his second attempt does just that. An Or quick counterattack there. This time plunging with Almer for 20, and she does have prayer beads on him, so he will be coming back here. So she is still at full strength. Here's a stowaway, and oh, she had the angle. She was going for the straightforward throw, and nearly got that one off the wall and in just after getting banished, but fell just short. Vanishing throw takes out the opposing Almer. And then Chewing Dragon opts to plunge straight in this time for 20. But I do not believe he had prayer beads on that character. So that means he's down one character, and next score will win this one. And Nor could take it straight in, but no, she has enough time to get it off the wall and in for the win.
Or you could say they managed to avoid defeat. The ceremony is complete.
GG. Truly, one of the matches of all time.
Until the stars align.
Okay. What do we have here? Proxy's going Glade, but no saps. Blade of Lu, but no saps. Starting to get used to the controller stuff? Well, let us know, chat, if there's anything else we'd like for the next one. We have the arena set, and we have one class ban when it comes to the exiles for this next match. Chewing Dragon, the controller player, argues against using controllers. Look, it makes complete sense if you don't think about it, okay? Alright, looks like that'll be all for this one. So again, it is Glade of Lu, and no saps.
The withdrawn.
You say that, Proxy?
The dissidents.
We have... Oh! Okay, we'll have to do that for the next one, or also that wouldn't have been compatible with our no saps request anyway, but yeah, okay, gotcha. But yeah, Proxy, you say that about the steering wheel. I mean, that would be really cool to see someone use it. We have actually had some very creative controller selection, or controller usage in the past, or control scheme usage in the past. You know what I mean. Sure, there's the mouse keyboard, there's the controller, but I'm talking Guitar Hero controller. Yes, we have in fact had someone do that in the past. True story. True story. It has been done. It has, in fact, been done. Who is that hero? None other than Dusk Weird Science Mantle. I believe it's still his name in Dusk Mantle, but might still have that nickname in this group. I don't recall. Alright, it's a Prayer Beads Barker for Chewing Dragon, and Nor led off with a stowaway. Remember, no saps for this one. Tizo in the next spot for Nor. And then, yes, I think the discussion naturally from there went to DER controllers. Don't get me started on how I, once upon a time, had a DER controller that has since been lost/stolen. So there are multiple DDR controllers that have since been lost/stolen. But I wish I could be one to do that myself, but alas, it's no longer feasible for me. Crypt of the Necrodancer DDR someday. Wait, so in that case, what? No, but how are we mixing those then? Is it Crypt of the Necromancer on a DDR controller? Is that what you mean? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that would be a lot of fun. I mean, I haven't checked recently, but I assume nowadays, like, do they even make DDR controllers anymore? I assume, if they do, I assume that it's not that common, and that I imagine that means that, generally speaking, if you're trying to buy a DDR controller nowadays, they're exorbitantly expensive. Does anyone know what it would cost you to buy a DDR controller nowadays? I assume they're really expensive right now. Are they basically like collector's items at this point? Ruh-roh. That's my assumption. I don't think I've ever checked recently, but that just, I get that feeling that it would be really expensive to get one nowadays. Well, it's Speedy Ignarius in that last spot for Nor. She seems to suggest that she made some mistake with her setup there, though. Yeah, because then you have the relatively straightforward traditional DDR mats, and then you have kind of the, you know, the third-party ones that sometimes, I mean, maybe you can get a decent one there, but there are definitely ones that are, you know, the quality is not anywhere near the same level. So here we go, in our next showdown between Anor and Chewing Dragon. Again, Glade of Lu, of course, but also no saps were the requests here. And so that meant that, apparently, both players thought it was time for Ignarius to make an appearance. And Anor, I believe, set up, yep, the Brazen Manor. And that means has 40 damage on that plunge. Stowaway somehow throws the orb through at least one very large defender. But seemingly, despite having a what appeared to be an angle to throw that one in, opted not to that time. So not sure what Anor's plan was there. Chewing Dragon, perhaps just waiting to get the reinforcements, waiting for Anor to commit the cast. That is a Speedy Barker, who does eventually find his way in for 15. Stowaway blocked. Vanished. That is Ignarius down. Although Barker came back quickly when he got banished. Here he is. And has enough stamina to make it all the way to the Pyre here for 15. Nor teleports the orb and quickly throws it in for the full 20. Stowaway intercepted. Ignarius banishes one. Thought about turning around to try to banish the other, but instead gets banished. But Barker nearly pulls off a, what would have been, I think his third at this point, full arena pop to the opposing Pyre, but it is a counterattack here from Anor. Good for 15. From that Tizo throw. Tizo again here. Maybe just trying to set up a more dangerous portal, which now Ignarius can set up Brazen Manor and consider going through. Chewing Dragon. Will not let that happen so easily. Anor able to jump through it, though. Gets knocked back, but does still make it in for the winning Brazen Manor plunge.
And what a crushing victory it was.
GG.
The rite is complete.
Well played, you two. Now let's head on back.
Until the stars align.
Hold on a second. Okay. First of all, Anor had a customized offer quest, so let's at least get that one in. So, of course, randomize exiles, masteries, and talismans, that means. Then there's Wamelin's request to rebind and use your controller / keyboard sideways. You can only use one side. I have no idea how one is to I mean, he says for the next one anyway, so maybe for this one we just do our customized off match, and we have a little bit of time to keep that idea in the back of our mind for how we can maybe do Wamelin's request, if it's even possible at all. Yeah, Chewing Dragon, I'm not 100% sure. Like, if you can picture your keyboard being a rectangle that is usually wider than it is tall, it sounds like Wamelin is basically saying, rebind your keyboard, your key bindings, so that it is the opposite. But you're on, like, you can't have both players on mouse keyboard anyway. Nor has done it in the past and perhaps could switch back. Whereas we, would Chewing Dragon just reset the key bindings to something else and still remain on controller? I don't really know. But I think, either way, for this one, it is just the customized off, and it's the one after that where we are maybe doing this request from Wamelin. Look, Anor, it's the distant past now. It's history, really. The past is history.
The withdrawn shall confront.
And tomorrow's a mystery. Exactly. Wait, did we reset the Glade? Did I remember to reset the Glade, or is this... Did we just get back into the Glade because I forgot to reset it? It's customized off for this one. So we got random teams. Lids may or may not have remembered to reset the arena. But, that's inconsequential, right? So we have a Sap, which was the very class that got banned last time, so that will change things up a bit. And we're testing out to see if she has the Exploding Sapling, and she does. Also, Riki and Headwind. Whereas for Chewing Dragon, it is Lady River the Worm, who plunged and is not a prayer bead, so she did not come back. Messenger Imp and Vorfrit the Crone.
How very fortunate for the withdrawn.
Luminous Idol there for Lady River, so she gets full stamina when she picks up the orb. So we've learned that much at least. Anor is not going to get Riki back here after plunging with him. Oh, and a double banishment for Chewing Dragon, so plenty of time. Oh no. Oh no. And he missed it! Oh, the hubris! Oh no. And that, kids, that's called karma. Anor trying to throw this one in with her Sap, which from some ranges can be unblockable, but not the case here. And without the quick throwing talisman this time round, it is much, much slower, of course. Chewing Dragon. Pestering Anor with salutes that don't do anything. Hops over the defender. Oh, but goes for the throw again and does not have enough time to get it off. Nora's just hanging out there with her sap right next to the pyre. Oh, and there you saw. Maximum of 15 damage. That means Chewing Dragon must have Stubborn Flame on forfeit. All the way down on the left side, meaning that whenever Anora is in the lead, her maximum damage is reduced by 10. Also means that Chewing Dragon definitely does not have the Crone Salute. So we will not be seeing him transform Anora's Exiles into defenseless Howlers. But he does have Stunning Claim. Oh wait, almost, in fact really did, help Anora more than it helped him there, because Anora was waiting to get Palmas back from banishment, although Chewing Dragon proceeds to banish two of the defenders there and almost had an opportunity to score with the Crone. Messenger Imp. Over to Lady River, that throw will be short. The big implosion leaves just Ruki versus Lady River. Now Vorford has returned for Chewing Dragon as well. Anor, perhaps waiting for reinforcements, and has them. Hops over one defender. Beats them again. Oh, but goes down to the stationary Messenger Imp. But away goes Vorfrit. Same could be said of Hedwyn. Chewing Dragon. It's his most intimidating of auras. But eventually just decides to pick up the orb instead. And sets up a relatively dangerous portal there behind Anora's Pyre. Chewing Dragon perhaps trying to banish more of Anora's Exiles with Lady River. Chewing Dragon through that portal now has an Exile right next to Anora's Pyre, but Anor saw it coming and was not going to let Forfeit stick around there. That portal is still in existence and might have just gotten a little bit closer. Race to the orb. Chewing Dragon gets the banishment and now has the orb back. And apparently has already used his Stunning Flame in this round. It was a while ago at this point, though. Waits to make the move. And still don't think he has the range on that Worm Throw. But Anor does have the range on that Triple Hopping Cur action. There's the Stubborn Flame confirmation there that Anor's damage is getting reduced. Oh, and Chewing Dragon. Just momentum took him a little bit past the Pyre there, but did have an opening. And now with no defenders remaining, oh, Anor still able to explode the sapling, which nearly disrupted Chewing Dragon's throw, but he does get it off here for 30 this time.
Each fire now burns no more brightly than the other.
Chewing Dragon back and forth with Lady River. Loses Messenger Imp and Lady River. Now Porfrit. Taken out. Lady River banishes one. Controls the orb, but then goes down. Chewing Dragon sets up a dangerous portal after Messenger Imp went down there. And does manage to take out Hedwyn there with the Vorfrit cast. Playing some mind games with Anor. Oh, but banishes. Oh, all but Ruki, who I believe might have come back with a quick lucky break there. Otherwise, Anor could have been defenseless. But Ruki does get banished. It did at least buy enough time for Anor to get Palmas back. Well shielded there as well. Messenger Imp versus Ruki. Oh, through the portal he goes, but there was a defender there. Hedwyn. Palmas, back to Hedwyn. Hops over the defender, and in for that 20-point slam dunk. Lady River blocked. Vanished. Forfeit's cast, shielded off. And gets rid of the sap, but also bounces off the sapling to take her out as well. Lady River blocked. Oh, but look at this. Chewing Dragon applying a lot of pressure here. Passes over to Messenger Imp, who was standing on top of the Pyre. Good for a 15 damage plunge. But it means now no Messenger Imp in this round for Chewing Dragon, so advantage Nor in that way. And Chewing Dragon lost what would probably be considered his best defensive character. But going full steam ahead here. Still playing aggressively. It does mean perhaps some opportunities for Nor to counter, but no, that counterattack is thwarted. Chewing Dragon nearly got in a counterattack of his own. Lady River, that throw is going to be off. Headwind is stopped. Lady River is stopped. Lady River returns. That throw is unblockable, but it is still just a little bit off target. Chewing Dragon defenseless for the next several seconds. And Nor tries to throw, but the throw is intercepted. Headwind. Rookie down. Headwind down. That means just Palmas back defensively. Rookie returns. And that Crone throw would have been unblockable, but not enough time for Chewing Dragon to get it off. Nor back to full strength, and Chewing Dragon defenseless here. Nor opting to throw. Chewing Dragon, overcommitted on the defensive play there. Jumped past the throw, so Nor able to get one off there. Stubborn Flame still active for Chewing Dragon, which means that Nor does not have enough damage to finish this one with one score. Unless Chewing Dragon scores enough points to retake the lead, which is possible. It is possible for Chewing Dragon to do that without finishing the match, which would actually be, by some accounts, a bad move to do. Chewing Dragon does benefit significantly from having that Stubborn Flame active right now, so if he were to find a way to close the gap, to get within scoring range, to finish this with one score, while at the same time not actually taking the lead, would be the best of both worlds for him. Say if he were to get a 15 damage score with his Worm, for example, would kind of be the best of both worlds there. Then he would still be able to finish the job with Vorfrit after that, while still being behind, and therefore would still take Nor 2 scores. There is an attack from the Worm. Has it back. The Lady River is banished here. Whereas if Vorfrit is to score now, then that would potentially be enough for Chewing Dragon to take the lead, and suddenly Nor would be able to finish this with one score. So just an odd balancing act that sometimes you do find yourself in when you're using Stubborn Flame. How's that extra benefit that you get from being behind? Stunning Claim that, once again, does not do much to help Chewing Dragon there, because if anything, just meant that it was helping Nor to get through her respawn time for Palmas. Chewing Dragon has a portal at about half field. I can move it closer here, and very much does do that. Nearly made it in there, in fact. But it's Nor in control here. Chewing Dragon loses Vorfrit in that exchange. Trying to get rid of Headwind. Here is Headwind. Oh, but he makes it through. Plunging for 10, and now suddenly everything changes because at least Palmas is capable of finishing this one score, regardless of Stubborn Flame or not. Does that mean that Nor forces the issue here and focuses entirely on scoring with Palmas? Well, on this occasion, almost certainly not. Oh, but the throw is short! Chewing Dragon cannot make it in, but has the portal right next to Nor's Pyre. Again, Palmas the only character that has enough damage to finish this with one score for Nor. Anyone else would take two because of the Stubborn Flame. So that Stubborn Flame still very effective. It does potentially make Nor a little more predictable here. If she does try to focus on just attacking with Palmas and no one else, then perhaps Chewing Dragon would see that coming. So does she settle, perhaps, for making moves here with Rookie? Or is it Palmas and only Palmas? Well, here's Chewing Dragon. Blocked. Oh, but the cast was put in the wrong direction there. It looked like she had an opportunity to get rid of Palmas. But Anor does get in with Ruki. Stubborn Flame active, which means Chewing Dragon is holding on with 1. Forfeit. Sidesteps the cast. Vanished. Obviously, at this point for Anor, anything will do. Plunged with Ruki, so he is no longer available, but doesn't matter who it is or how they score. Any amount of damage will do the trick, unless, of course, somebody has a random, unexpected RITE Light, the 20 Rekindling Talisman. Oh, but look at this! Anor defenseless opportunity for Chewing Dragon here. For an uncontested 30 damage throw. And suddenly, we might be looking at a sudden death match. Of course, Anor does have a sap, and therefore may have some rekindling. We know she has the exploding saplings, which means she's at least somewhat left side of the sap skill tree, which is not the side that has the rekindling. So she definitely does not have the 50 rekindling. But she might have 10. So now both players need to play it safe here. One mistake could be the difference maker. Oh, and Chewing Dragon, now with just Messenger Imp, but does make the defensive play there. Chewing Dragon full speed ahead, but blocked, and vanished. Forfeit, gets rid of Palmas. Headwind. And Ruki. Nor perhaps waiting for Palmas. Now he has returned, but down goes Headwind. And Chewing Dragon has it back. Chewing Dragon makes it in, and yes, it is 10 rekindling. And Vorford had prayer beads! Vorford had prayer beads the entire time. So we're both at full strength. One score will do the trick for either player. A true sudden death match. Lady River. Does she wait for reinforcements, or does Chewing Dragon go with just her? Mark her down. Or rather, Ruki down. Forfeit. Retreats. Has a portal, but it doesn't take her far. But it does give her infinite stamina. To help circumvent one defender. Brings back Lady River. Oh, but she goes to the sapling. And Anor finds the opening for the winning plunge.
Although their adversaries put up quite an effort,
GG.
the rite is done.
What a match.
Until the next rite.
Alright, so let's turn Customize back on here. But now for the question. How, if at all, do we do Wamelon's request to rebind our controller and keyboard sideways and make it so that we can only use one side? Chewing Dragon is also selecting Exiles here. One Legendary Talisman, one Cursed Talisman, and then Nightbot gets mad at him. And Or says, I get how you do it with the keyboard and mouse, but not with controller. Yeah. I don't know, Wamelon. I don't know. What are legendary talismans? The ones that are specific to a certain class, like the Gold's Bracer, the power casting Nomad one. What are the other common ones that people take? Sometimes Haub's Wing, the infinite stamina on an imp one. Don't tend to see the other ones taken all that often. So, basically... Nutrition Stick, of course, Nutrition Stick. How could I forget? Thank you, Failure. So basically what I'm getting at, Wamelon, is I am not really sure we can do that. Unless, hold on, let me pick up a controller and look at how one would theoretically find this thing that you're not. I don't see a way to make this happen. At least not for the controller person. What's up, Core? What's up, Baylor? How's it going, guys? Do what you want with them. Alright, so Anor, Boon Dragon, you know, if you wanna rebind your keys in some way, then I think go for it, but in general, I'm not really sure we can exactly create the thing that Wamelon is seeking here. And of course, Artemis Fowl shows up and immediately gets Nightbot mad at him. As Artemis Fowl would do. Alright, so June Dragon says this is his last one. We had, I think, a couple of people at least who were expressing interest in jumping in here. SSC did, but then said he had to go for a little bit and would pop by later on, so I don't know if he has returned, in which case we could maybe get him in after that, and I think it was where Melon had expressed interest after that. Or can hop in whenever. We do have, I believe, basically what I'm getting at is we have a bit of a line that is forming up here. Is it possible to play Gwent with me? Well, unfortunately, in seasonal mode in Gwent, the alternate rule set mode, which I tend to prefer to play, you're not allowed to do that in multiplayer, which I am very disappointed that is the case. But, so unfortunately with that, the answer is no. Maybe one day. Maybe one day. Okay, so both Anor and True Dragon, it looks like, are looking to swap out after this one. So in that case, if we have SSC back, we can get him in. When Melon had expressed interest, and other people have since then as well. But one step at a time here. We have what will be our last showdown between Anor and True Dragon. And so it was one legendary talisman, one cursed talisman. And if you want to rebind your keys in some way, then go for it. But, you know, not really going to enforce that one because we can't really recreate it exactly the way that it was requested. But the drawn acoustic or something. Okay, let's see. That's going to mean I will have to pull up the band camp, I believe. I did not spell Bandcamp correctly. I did not even come close. Let's see. Not this version, we need... the other version. It's been a while. Hold on. Let's see. White loot, right? You said which triumvirate was it? Withdrawn? Okay. Withdrawn. Grant design acoustic. Got it. Sounds so different. And True Dragon says, wait, hold on. Proxy says both. Then True Dragon says no boat after that. I'm afraid that does mean Proxy claims that one, as Proxy was first. And Anor wants boat as well. Alright. let's get started then in what I believe is going to be our last showdown between Anor and Chewing Dragon.
The withdrawn shall take on the dissidents. Welcome. Who shall conduct the rites?
And Anor goes Speedy Jody in the first spot. Perhaps an indication of what she's planning to do here. Of course, demons tend to be in the Exiles most dramatically affected by the wonky boat physics. First and Legendary Talisman. Do remember that. So that means Anor did not take either of those ones with her first selection. So it is still possible. You can still do it, Anor. But it does now mean that you are locked in. For your next two, you're going to need to take a Legendary. You're going to need to take a Cursed Talisman. And so Chewing Dragon does get the Legendary Talisman there with the Power Casting Lendl. Anor might need to modify the strategy a bit here. And opts to go with the Cursed Talisman on Tizo, so that if he does turn into a Howler, she can use Tizo's Salute to transform back into his usual imp form. Oh, heads up, Chewing Dragon, you've already used one Legendary Talisman. You need a Cursed Talisman at this point. Which means that you would need to swap out that talisman there. Right, because you took a legendary talisman on your Nomad. So that's already accounted for, but you still have yet to take a Cursed Talisman. What's your first person a Cursed Talisman? Wait, who did you took a Medal of Legendary. Oh, and is this just your second selection? Oh, my bad then. My bad then. Yeah, for a second I thought this was your last guy. I was like, well, you need the Cursed Talisman on this one. My bad, getting a little ahead of myself there. I suppose you can take 2 Legendary Talismans if you would like in that case. But you don't need to. Yes, so Anor still needs Legendary Talisman at this point. She's taken Cursed, and she's taken the first Talisman, which is neither of those two. So she goes Crone Talisman to cast through barriers. And now Chewing Dragon does need to go with the Cursed Talisman. and does so with Deluge. So here we are for our last showdown between Anor and Chewing Dragon, taking place on the boat. One legendary talisman, one cursed talisman apiece. And it's Jody getting things started with a 30 damage plunge, but no prayer beads on her, so she's now out, and everyone is now gone. On Anor's side, oh no, well, we saw what happened last time. Chewing Dragon got a little carried away with something like that. This time does still make sure to execute the throw properly at the end of the day, and does get the 20 damage off that. Anor applying pressure with Jody here, and plunges with her for 30. And a shoulder smash takes out Tizo. And a little bit of a flying imp there for Chewing Dragon, but somehow Anor intercepted it and also simultaneously teleported halfway across the arena. Okay, very, very effective counterattack from Anor. So much so that she might not have even realized she was starting to do it. And, well, it sets up what is a quick winning plunge from Jody. GG.
The rite is ended.
I need to see that crone play again. That was incredible. I need to see that crone play again. It was like an interception from point blank, wasn't it? And then did you have a portal or something that you also happened to jump through? Which meant that you jumped through that and your momentum took you toward the opposing Pyre. So you intercepted and were basically right next to the Pyre in the blink of an eye. So much so that at first I was like, wait, what happened to the... Oh, Anor has it right next to the Pyre. Impressive stuff.
Stars align.
It's like, wait, where did everyone go? That was just too good. Alright, well, I think we were saying that was going to be our last one for Anor and Chewing Dragon. We're looking to get some other people in here now, but thank you both for stopping by. Good to have you both, as always. Some great plays on both sides. And grab something good to eat. That is important. Alright. So thank you to... I will give you... Whatcha! The boot. And as for who we were looking to get in here, I think we're going in order in which people expressed interest. It is SSC and Wamelin. SSC again had previously stated that interest, but said he needed to go temporarily and would return later on. Not sure if we've heard from SSC since then, so I am unsure as to whether he has returned at this point in time. Let's see. Showing up in chat? Theoretically, it looks like he's still in chat. Although, not heard from him recently, so I'm not sure if he's actually available. In which case, Wamelin, if you are still interested and available, we can definitely get you in. And Proxy does not have access to your computer right now? Okay, no worries. In that case, I suppose that brings Wamelin to the top of the list. If you are still interested. And you're free right now? Okay. Let me get you then. Let's see. Then we might need to go back and check the archives here. Because those two were waiting for a while, SSC and Wamelin. Then it was a long time after that that we started to see other people potentially express interest. I think it was right. Oh, now chat is going absolutely crazy for me. Hold on. We had Baylor and Core pop in around the same time. Core said he could jump in whenever. Baylor did not immediately express interest. So I think that does mean it's 4, unless until we have an SSC appearance. Melon and
Bam,
Core.
bam, 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 bam.
Hello, Chewing Dragon.
Hello.
Are you sticking around? What is this nonsense? I thought we just said that was gonna be your last one. Or just just has to jump in to do the thrash pack real quick. Okay, let me see. I sent you the invite, right? I sent you the invite. And remind me, Wamelin, your keyboard mouse, is that right? I don't see you with a controller at the moment. We'll describes, in case that didn't come through, acoustic. Okay, let me throw that on. Well, afterward we can have Wamelin fine-tuning the controls. Will describe.
Lids, do you remember?
In September? Yeah.
Do you remember?
I remember the time.
No. Do you remember my request?
Hold on.
We need to kill the boat.
Oh, the no boat. Okay. I mean, we can go random and just re-roll it if we... I mean, do you have a specific thing other than the boat that you want?
If there will be boat, you re-roll.
We can just restart it if we get the boat, I guess.
Yes, that's what I mean.
Okay. We can do that. Also, is there any difference at all between normal Will Describes and acoustic Will Describes? Because Will Describes is normally an acoustic song, or is it just the other instruments in the background that are not there for the acoustic version, I guess? I think we've definitely had this discussion once upon a time as well, but it is a little it's a little odd. It's like, here's an acoustic version of a song that's already acoustic. Alright, so we have... Oh, let's get Wamelin on the right controls. Let's do that first. Did I give you controls back on remote play? Yes, I did. Okay. It was a while ago, okay? It was a while ago that we had this discussion with Will Describes Acoustic. Okay, and I think it's... Unless we have a last-second SSC appearance here, I think we'll be looking to get Core in, if you are still interested and available here, Core, to play against Wamelin. All set, Wamelin? Looks good? Okay. Nice. And now the question is, has Core disappeared after expressing interest? Hopefully. Core is still good to go. Don't do us like that, Core. Come on, man. Let's see, I'm gonna send him the invite. Whether he's ready or not. It's a grand ceremony. Oh. Okay. I mean, sure. Alright, Core. Core. Ground control to Major Core. Otherwise, I mean, I could jump in again. If needed, I can hop in against Wamelin. Oh, wait, no, maybe at the last second, perhaps. Core has truly jumped in here. Let me double check. He has, as both player 1 and player 2, bold strategy cotton. And can you request that? No. No, absolutely not. Also, True Dragon. There's one thing if you're hanging out here during the matches, but you have had your time in the sun. All right, Core has made an appearance. Core is apparently good to go. And then after this one, we'll describe to normal. Okay, let's just see. We should be able to control who's player 1 and who's player 2, since we have one on controller, one on keyboard and mouse. Unless if Core is truly both players simultaneously, which he may be. He may be. One moment, please. All right. So Core, you are also muted, which you may or may not have done intentionally, but just a heads up. So let's see. In theory, Core is player 1 here since he's on controller. And we have Wamelin here. And triumvirates for the two of you. Core, I assume it is Pyre Hearts. Unless you have something else in mind. And Wamelin, what would you like to play as today? Dissonance for you? Okay. Dissonance coming right up. Okay, now let's just make sure that Core's controller, yep, says he's only one player now. That's good. Okay. Let me just double check. We had our song stuff. Do we have anything else? Or is this all just talk about... Oh, and the whole not a boat thing. Okay, so if we get the boat, we'll reset. But other than that, in terms of your team composition, that is up to you. It's definitely not the boat. Because it's the Isle of Kalamer.
Welcome. Who shall conduct the rites?
Core starts with the stowaway.
Wamelin left Discord. I don't know what that means.
Wamelin what on Discord?
Left the channel. I don't know what that means.
Wamelin. Horus has got to abuse the OP strats. Nor says he's not pulling any punches on this first one. Starting out strong. Melon goes for an infinite stamina Tizo. While Core goes for extra starting Pyre Life with Snadra. Webland Thorn, Super Portal Messenger Imp. In the second spot for Wamelin. Then Exploding Gilman in the last spot for Core. And finally, a quick throwing Jody for Wamelin. So here we go, our first showdown of the night between Core and Wamelin. Core retreats, but brings back the stowaway, who jumps in and triggers false step. Huh, that's funny. It's almost like Core is breaking out an old strat here. Stowaway threw it in for a quick throw that time, so she is still here, and that is another false step. Which means if she is banished at the end of her jump, like that, she will come back from where she initiated her jump, and may or may not have a talisman to help synergize with that strategy. One that sucks in neighboring exiles like a vacuum cleaner and potentially brings them into the range of her aura, banishing them in the process as Core plunges with Seize Chance active there, so 25 damage from Gilman. So he does not have prayer beads, so he is gone for this round. But it's Snadra making it all the way through here for 20 on that plunge. Stowaway taken out. Snadra does not have prayer beads either, so she's gone now. And that means Core is defenseless at the moment. And Melon has infinite stamina after going through the portal, and Jody is quick enough, that means, to make it in for 30 damage on that throw. Stowaway banishes 1. Banishes 2. Now has the orb. And time to throw it. Good for 20. Stowaway. Just shy of the Pyre, but does trigger false step. Banishing 1, but Lamellan does have it back here. No, but now banished. Core doing more with the Stowaway. Hops over that cast. And that throw does just enough to sneak past the defender there. Cuts it a little bit short, so just 12 damage on that occasion. Stowaway again. False step should activate here, and there is the bottled singularity, the canned singularity, activating. Thanks for stopping by, Proxy. Good to see ya. Have a good day. So with a little black magic jump there, does activate, oh, not only the false step, but also the well-timed stun and claim there as well. To make her the only exile capable of moving for a brief moment there, but that's all she needed to score, and score she does here as well to take the win.
They vastly outperformed their adversaries. The rite is complete.
GG. All right, let's head on back.
Until the next rite.
And let us know, chat, if there's anything you'd like to see for the next one. All right, and we had what? That was a Will Describes acoustic, and then didn't we get a Will Describes normal? Was that? We did. Is that next on the list? It is. Okay. Perfect timing as well. Beautiful. Beautiful. Alright, so that means we'll just turn the in-game music back on. Oops. And go Will Describes. Okay. The song is all set. And Wamelin has turned Customize off here. Randomize Exiles, Masteries, and Talismans. Won't get to see what they are in advance, just going to get thrown straight into the action. So in that case, that covers everything but an arena. So unless we have one of those, we are good to go. SSE has come back. Okay, so let's get this one started then, and we might look to get SSE in the future. So this Customize off, we have Core with an Imp, a Sap, and a Harp. We have a Worm, an Imp, and a Demon from Wamelin. Typhoon Bottle, we saw for the briefest of moments there. Oh, and I think it was on Wamelin's side. And when you have a Worm that comes back when everyone is banished on your side, not the best combination with Typhoon Bottle, because that will almost never activate, and if it does, as we just saw there, it'll be for the splittest of seconds. And we saw Blackheart on one of Core's exiles as well, might have been the Imp. So of course, always a Cursed Talisman whenever we're talking turning Customize off. Tailwind Crest Volfred? A Speedy Volfred? Is it really now? Pyre knows. Pyre knows. Hold on, I need to take a closer look at this. That is a Speedy Volfred. That is definitely a Speedy Volfred. If ever I've seen a Speedy Volfred, that is a Speedy Volfred. Wormelon, plunging for 15 with the worm here. Of course, Speedy Volfred, the champion of the first RITE NITE Civil War. A true legend in the downside. Now it's Core plunging for 15 with his imp. Or locks down the orb with a sapling here, giving him enough time to saunter over there with Speedy Volfred. But he's banished. Wormelon through the portal and into the Pyre here. Flinging himself in for 15. And leaving just Messenger Imp back for Wormelon here. Also, not likely to be his preferred attacker, and yes, it is possible with those imps to accidentally hop into the lava, and perhaps help to give a little bit more of an opportunity there for Core to fly in for 20. With Pamitha, though no prayer beats for her, so she's now out for this round. Here is Speedy Volfred. So speedy, so maneuverable, so agile. And his throw makes it in for 20. Shields off the cast. Banishing Vids in the process. Oh, and look at that, sidestepping the cast there as well. Oh, but Speedy Volfred vanished at the last second. Right as Core was maybe thinking about making a blink toward the Pyre. Oh, and Core could have claimed the orb, but instead opted to go after the defenders. Core also flying out of bounds, deliberately buying some time. I think that at least appeared to be deliberate. But Wormelon does have it back here. Goes through the portal to get past one of Core's defenders. And then goes the other way with the worm. But Deluge is banished. And Core has it back, but there is the confirmation. Yes, Messenger Imp does have the Black Heart, but does also have the Imp Salute, so he can transform back into Imp form, no problem. So Core says, don't worry, no big deal. And makes it in for 15 with that Imp. Wormelon pushed out of the way there, but still has it with Vids. Pass the Harp, no, but Core recovers to get the banishment. Ametha just caught the edge of that cast there. Oh, and look at this. Wormelon sneaks past all the defenders. That throw doesn't have enough on it. No, it's slightly short, though. Speaking of throws, that does land from Volfred, good for 20. That means Core might have enough damage here to finish this with one more score if it is a full damage Volfred score. Anyone else would need 2. That is, we're assuming if Wormelon does not have any form of rekindling. Doesn't have any sap, so it would be unlikely for that to be the case. Core gets 8 there, which might not seem like much, but it does mean that now any of his exiles would have enough damage to finish it with one score. Including Pamitha, and there it is. GG.
Yeah, so that harp that was drifting out to the sea, I accidentally had landed on that obstacle and it pushed me out. So
Oh!
I fly back. Yeah.
So it was not really intentional?
No,
It's
it was
more
intentional.
an odd set of circumstances you happen to find yourself in?
Yeah.
Until the next rite.
Alright, so let's reset ourselves here. Let us know, chat, if there's anything you'd like to see for the next one. I don't think we had anything else remaining in the queue here. Don't think so. We have had SSC make a reappearance But unfortunately, we have also only just recently gotten Core and Wamelon in here. So I'm thinking we probably go for at least one more with these two, and then if SSE, if you're still available after that, we can try to maybe get you in soon around there. SSE is requesting exiles here. Demons only, Oralek does count. Okay. Interesting. Anything else to accompany that? Finally, wait a little while? Okay. Cool, cool. Oh, and customize back on. Good call. Good call. Anything else besides the Demon Overload? Nothing else from SSC. So unless anyone else would like to build upon that, we'll get this one started.
The Pyre hearts shall now
And it's the Cairn.
the dissidents. Welcome
So all demons here, Oralek is permitted.
the rites.
That is the request. Those are the circumstances. No other requirements. Or deep in thought.
Well,
I'm back.
Or just AFK.
What's happening? Is there any requests?
Yes. Yes. All
Oh,
demons.
Okay. Oh, okay.
Oralek is allowed. Core goes for Luminous Idol on Jody, so she'll get full stamina whenever she picks up the orb. Now, of course, does anyone take the tempting selection of going with Oralek? Of course, far better mobility than any of the other demons. On the other hand, far worse hope. So if he does get banished, it is a long and painful 30 seconds before he returns. Normally, if you are to take Oralek, you would tend to want an Imp and or a Worm, as both tend to be the best ones to bring him back from banishment, but, of course, in this case, it's an all-demon showdown, so that is not something you can guarantee. But Webbed Lanthorn would be the talisman to at least have the chance to bring him back, and Core has now taken that. And now so has Wamelon. Core goes for the Exploding Iggy. Does not opt to go the Oralek route, whereas obviously Wamelon already has. And Wamelon just loads up on the starting Pyre life there. But actually, Core has more, because he took all the masteries to increase Pyre life with each of his demons, although here is Wamelon getting us started with a 20 damage plunge there. 25 damage plunge from Oralek. No prayer beads. I don't think anyone took them. So if anyone is to plunge, then they are going to lose a demon. Relatively small arena, though, so I think there's going to be a lot of banishments and a lot of times where there are not going to be many defenders available. And so there is an uncontested 30 damage throw for Core. Core now with Ignarius. Knocks back one defender. Knocks back others, but gets banished in the process. As does Wamelon. And Wamelon now with just Vids. And this is what we were referring to before, where we were saying those demons in general, and Orlek in particular, when they get banished, it's a long time until they come back. And so, no one to protect against this throw, and that is probably not going to be the only time we see that happen on either side in this match. That's the price to pay with the demons, relatively low hope, but of course huge auras. But that time, Core opts to jump over the defender and in for 30, but is now Ignarius-less. Oh, and look at that. Wamelon banishes with the throw, and then follows up to throw it in for 25 here. Waits for the cast to expire. Gets the orb, but gets banished. Orb remains unclaimed. Oh, but look at this. Opportunity for Core. And once again, Wamelon will not get a defender back quickly enough to stop this throw. Wamelon first to the orb, but first to go down. Waits to get rid of one of Core's characters, but does still get sniped by a cast. And banished here as well. Is Vids about to return and does so just quickly enough for Wamelon to make a defensive recovery there, but does go down. Jody, will she return quickly enough? Yes, she will. Gets the orb back, but then gets banished. Is Vids about to come back, but not quickly enough to stop the throw. Core has to cut it slightly short there, good for 22 damage, but still, if Core is to get a full damage score for many of his demons, that would be sufficient. If he is to cut it short, then it might not be. But here's Wamelon. Down he goes. And that was the last demon for Wamelon. Oh, and look at this. You hate to see it, kids. The triple salute and plunge.
Their adversaries must be crying tears of shame. The rite is ended.
GG. Alright, let's head on back. That was an all-demon showdown.
The stars align.
That salute, though. That triple salute. Alright, well, let us know, chat, if there's anything else we'd like for this one. And then maybe after this, we can see if we can get SSE in. Oh, we've seen a lot of cursed talismans today, and FCC is going all in on those cursed talismans. Both teams are using every single one of them. Anything else on top of that? You know what? Come to think of it, I suppose it is basically Halloween. And that is basically a Halloween theme. In fact, there are probably some of you in chat right now for whom it is already Halloween. For me, it is a day early right now, but those of you a little further east may already be looking at Halloween on the calendar. Dirty Deal. Not sure if that's necessarily a Halloween-themed song, but you know what? We'll take it. Never say no to Falcon Run, of course. and let's get this one started. Yeah, I guess I also don't have a great sense as to... I mean, in Halloween, we make a pretty big deal about it in the US, or at least certainly for kids, but... I don't have a great sense as to just how big it is internationally. It seems kind of like one of those things where the US has made such a fuss about it, and maybe North America in general has made such a big fuss about it, that it just kind of expanded a little bit beyond, even if it was not originally much of an international holiday. I mean, truthfully, like, Dia de los Muertos is probably, you know, like, that's probably has a lot more, deeper roots than Halloween does. So really, if anything, suppose it's Mexico that has the strongest ties to the holiday, although it's actually multiple days for them. And it's not exactly the same thing, obviously. Even if there's some thematic overlap. Alright, so of course, all cursed talismans for this one, and we saw Kor go for an imp with the imp salute, so that way, if he is to randomly transform into a Howler, which is one of the things that can happen with that black heart, then he can immediately transform back into his imp form. So basically no downside to the cursed talisman in that case, other than the opportunity cost of having to take a mastery that you probably would not otherwise like to take. And so Melon goes Claw on Volfred. And that's the one where Volfred will not be able to cast, so no saplings in that case. You can still shield with it, though. But when you have the orb, yes, definitely. The hoof is a tough one, though. Not being able to pick up the orb is certainly a difficult barrier to overcome. Finding a character that you're okay with using that on. Or says it's Snadra. Oh, hold on. No power casting talismans there. That's not cursed. That is definitely not cursed. There you go. That's more like it. If you met someone IRL, totally unrelated to Pyre, whose name happened to be Sandra. Like, sorry, but I'm contractually obligated to refer to you as Nadra. It's nothing personal. It's just the way it has to be. And last one for Wormelon is Pamtha with the heart. So here we go. Cursed talismans for everybody on both teams. Thor immediately proceeds to banish the entirety of Wormelon's team. The sapling's still there. The core able to sidestep. And throw this one in for 30 to get things started. Inarius sidesteps Snadra's cast. And takes her out. Takes out Volfred as well, in fact. But then Pamtha returns the favor. Or hops over Pamtha's cast, though, and is now looking to throw it in. Which is good for 10. Messenger Imp, he's banished, but sets up a relatively dangerous portal. Big power cast from Snadra takes out 2. And now make that 3. Or over Snadra, but she can't pick up the orb. She can clear out some space. But it's going to have to be Messenger Imp. And it's going to have to be a 6 damage throw here. Or keeping it quick, keeping it short. Loses Messenger Imp here, but once again has a portal that is close to the opposing Pyre, and Snadra once again cannot pick up that orb. So that is one of the risks, especially if a player is to plunge with one of their characters that can score. Then to be without that character for an entire round does make matters very, very difficult offensively. Snadra down. Pamtha down, and now it is once again Messenger Imp who has been Core's primary offensive character thus far. Mostly just from Snadra clearing out a lot of room for him. Only he's using that Imp Salute. Which is honestly just kind of an eyesore. When he spams it that quickly like that. Ignarius bulldozing his way through. Gets rid of 2 of the defenders and makes it past the last one. And triggers the rekindling there, so now it is 50 Pyre life on the second life bar for Wormelon, but of course, that is the final life bar. So once this one is down, Wormelon is down as well. Big power cast from Snadra, but once again, she may be great defensively, but she cannot pick up that orb. And after having plunged with Ignarius, it means that Core needs to do all the offense with that imp. So goes for the 10 damage throw there, but now does get Ignarius back. So that will give Core more options offensively. Banishes 1 with the imp and sets up the portal on top of the Pyre. Now, if Core is to get the orb back, he has what is functionally an automatic score. But moves the portal, so that is no longer the case. Snadra gets rid of 1. Gets banished, but banishes another one of Wormelon's characters as well. Ignarius. Can't pass it to Snadra. Gets rid of Volfred, though. Now, Messenger Imp again. Will it be him, or will it be Ignarius? Not Ignarius, not this time, at least. Messenger Imp does set up that portal on top of Wormelon's Pyre. And I'm getting a sense as to what Core is going for here. Snadra was hanging out on top of the pyre there, and although she does drop the orb when she gets it, if she's standing on top of it when she receives, on top of the pyre when she receives the orb from a pass, she does hold it just long enough for it to still count as a score. So it is technically still possible in that way to score with someone, even if they have the Cursed Talisman that prevents them from holding the orb. And Core can't really do anything offensively here, despite Wormelon not having any defenders. But there it is, the pass to Snadra, while she's hanging out on top of the pyre. She may drop it immediately, but for that briefest of moments, she possessed the orb on top of the pyre, and so she is still able to plunge for 20. It means now she is banished, of course. She was a purely defensive character, really. And so offensively, that doesn't change too much for Core. Who's just breathing heavily. Recuperating. That imp is. Hanging out on top of the pyre. Through the portal. But blocks. And banished, and does now have a relatively threatening portal, but here's Wormelon. And Ignarius cannot cast. But he, of course, does still have a big aura, with which he can chase down other characters, like so. And so an opportunity here for Core, with enough damage to take the win. GG.
This time, I must admit. The ceremony is complete.
Well played, you two.
Until the next rite.
And Core is saying he can swap out if SSC would like to jump in at this point. So SSC, if you are still interested and available, we could get you in here. That works for you? Alright, in that case, let's make the switch. Thanks for stopping by, Core. Good to have you as always. And happy Halloween. Okay, let's track down SSC, who may or may not be showing up on Steam at the moment. Possibly, maybe, maybe not. And Wormelon...
sorry, check now.
Okay, no worries. Wormelon also says can only do one more game. Okay, so we could, in that case, potentially... Yeah, if we can maybe get Core back in, so SSC gets a match against Wormelon and then goes into a series against Core, maybe. We'll see what we can do there, then. Looks like that shouldn't be too much of an issue. There you are. Invite sent. Okay. So let's swap out Core with SSC, not VEC. And SSC accusers today, or what are you thinking? What team would you like to be?
Accusers, yeah.
Accusers? Okay. Gotcha. Users it is. Alright, and let us know, chat, if there's anything else you'd like to see. Yeah, no, the 1 hour Rite Night, that was, for the most part, just because that I'd lost my voice and was working my way back. It's still not feeling amazing today, but hopefully still going to be able to get in our... I'd say usually we're in around 3 hours. So we're still going. We are still going. This will be our first matchup between SSC and Wormelon. Wormelon says this is probably going to be the last one. So that means probably just a one and done with this specific matchup. But if there is anything we'd like to see between these two, then let us know, chat. Yeah, I hope so. Maybe, possibly. Not 100% sure that it's completely gone, but you know. Oh, also, reset our song. I almost forgot. Did we have anything left over in the queue? I didn't think we did. No, I don't think so. So we're at clean slate here at the moment. And, I mean, maybe we do that, just to give SSC a warm-up here. So it will be his first one of the night. So yeah, let's hop in then. What triumvirate would laryngitis be? Oh no, I don't think I want to answer that question.
The accusers.
Withdrawn? I don't know.
The dissidents. Welcome.
Alright, so no requests from chat.
Who shall conduct?
So you are free to take whatever you'd like here. As we were saying, probably going to be our only matchup between SSE and Wamelin, so this will be an interesting one. Then we could either swap Wamelin out for Core, get him back in, or if there's someone else from chat who has not yet played today who is interested in doing so, we could get you in to take Wamelin's spot. After this one, it's Pamitha first for SSC. Then Wamelin goes Luminous Idol Barker, which feels like an SSC setup. I mean, I know SSC was Luminous Idol Harps first and foremost, but to a certain extent, just associate that talisman with him in general. Then SSE going Power Casting Headwind in that second spot. Then ranged throws for Wamelin's Almer. And last one for SSE is a Meta Jody, banishing quick throws with Celestial Spike. Then the always solid Webbed Lanthorn Imp in the last spot for Wamelin. So here we go, our first and perhaps only showdown of the night between SSC and Wamelin. Here's Jody. But into lava she goes, and same can be said of Ulmer there. It's Wamelin first to get it back, and plunges in here for 20. But no prayer beads on Barker, so he's now gone for this round, and SSC bullies his way through, using some harp pushes there for 20 damage on that plunge. But now, did not have Pamitha back, and it is just the two players exchanging scores, 20 damage apiece, and quick scores at that. Very offensive match to get things started. Now headwind for SSC, but he's banished. Almer for Wamelin, that stops. SSC on a very quick counterattack. The speedy Pamitha. But now she's gone for this round, and once again, we have the players just trading 20 damage scores. But if that is to continue to be the case, then SSC was the one who started that process, and so SSC would be the one to take the win. So we'll see if this slows down at any point and turns into more of a defensive showdown. Womelon tries to snipe it in with Almer with that ranged throw, but it's intercepted. Headwind banished here. Counterattack with Almer for Womelon, and nearly stuck that one through, but Jody was in position for SSC, and here's a counterattack with Pamitha once again. This time it is a throw. Oh, rather, Womelon was the first to get that exchange of scoring happening. But we are tied at 40 apiece here. That time, of course, SSC did throw it in, so he is still at full strength here. Unlike, I believe, every previous score, which was plunge. Pamitha for SSC. Low on the stamina, but it doesn't matter. Just enough to make it in there. And it does now mean that one score is all that SSC needs. Whereas Womelon's still looking at 2, and there is a well-timed series of throws from Jody to banish the defenders and walk it in for the winning plunge.
There we go. Good game.
GG.
Thus end this night's proceedings.
Yeah, that's interesting. I pick Luminous Idols on the harps usually because they have they're pretty fast at dropping the orb, but using it on the Curse is good just for the orb race right at the start.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it led to a very, very fast-paced match. The number of times where one of you scored, and then immediately after you blink, and the other person scored immediately after, and it's just, okay, well, all right, we'll just subtract 20 points from both players, I suppose.
Yeah, it caught me off guard how fast that was.
But I think Womelon was saying that was going to be the last one, unless you are good to stick around further, Womelon. Usually you don't do that one because you lose the race to the orb. I mean, there's also the nest is interesting because the distance to the orb is not that big, but obviously you have that lava pit in between your starting position and the orb, and that, depending on what type of class you're using, can slow you down, even if you would normally be a pretty fast class. Okay, but Womelon is going to call it a night now. No worries, thanks for stopping by. Good to have you, Womelon. And enjoy your Halloween. And in that case, it looks like we are looking for someone else here to face off against SSC. And if we have someone who's not yet played today, that'd be great. That'd be, I think, our top priority. If not, I think that Core volunteered to hop back in. If we don't have anyone else who'd like to jump in here. But let us know if there is anyone who has not yet gotten the chance to play today. But in the absence of such a person, or if you are still interested and available, we could get you back in here. Because at least as things currently stand, not seeing any other volunteers. Does that still work for you, Core? Works for him? Alright, in that case, let's do that. We'll go SSC and Core in the other spot. And we will see if remote play says that Core, yep, is 2 players simultaneously. Of course, naturally. logical. But I think at the end of it... Yeah, it still says you're player 2 and player 3.
Oh, classic. Although...
I think SSC is still going to end up being player 1 and Core is going to end up being player 2, but just give remote play a second to sort itself out. Yeah, looks like that'll be the case. Okay. So, let's get Core in here. I assume back to Pyre Arts for you, Core?
No, just keep me Dissidents because it's Halloween, you know.
Okay.
Themed, you know.
I feel like we definitely had this discussion last year for Halloween. I think the most Halloween-y of the Triumvirates is probably the Beyonders, and we have not seen anyone play Beyonders today. Look, get your mind out of the gutter, okay? It's a perfectly reasonable way to describe. It's an adjective to describe things that are Halloween-like.
I would have said it'd be the Withdrawn, since they're all witches.
Yeah, I think that might have been... Was it Anor who went Withdrawn earlier today? And she said that was one of the reasons for that. So it could be that. Dissidents.
The ghost people, then.
But I think there's... there's something to be said for the colors, which... the green, or rather the orange and black from the Dissidents definitely looks sort of jack-o'-lantern-like. But the Beyonders are ghosts, first of all. And the white color, yeah, you kind of look like a ghost, but when you take a second character from the same class, you get a pitch black character, which looks terrifying, especially if you have a Harp or Imp, I think were the two in particular that we highlighted last year that we said, that looks like a Halloween monster. Yeah, the classic matchup of SC versus Firehearts, you know. A tale as old as time. Alright, did we have any requests for this one, though?
You can change my sigil.
Okay, yes, did switch. This is true. There you go. Alright, why don't we hop into this one then? And it sounds boat-like, because it is a boat indeed.
Welcome. Who shall conduct the rites?
No requests from chat. If there was a particularly ghostly arena, it would probably be this. I know there's the book, which is like kinda sorta the Beyonders home arena, so in some ways you could make the case for that, but let's be honest. The boats exist in an alternate reality, one that defies all known and understandable laws of physics. So truly, the boat is, without question, the most haunted of all the arenas. That time it went through, yep. Fall of Solium. I'm not sure we've seen any Fall of Solium yet today, yeah. Have we? I don't remember it, if we did. No book either? Yeah. We must have had a lot of repeats then. What have we seen a lot of? Seen a fair bit of Nest, I think. Maybe that's the repeat offender? I feel like we haven't seen much of the spring either. Probably saw that at least once, but not much of it. Boats a lot, nets a lot, Glade. Yeah, Glade. Glade. We saw a lot of Glades, that's true. Alright, so it's Udmilda, so a crone and a demon on SSC's side. Of course, on the boat, there's always that temptation to see how much you can push your luck with that crazy boat physic magic. In general, the bigger the jump the character has, the more likely it is to get a double jump of sorts, or maybe even a triple jump, in the case of demons sometimes. The core is going the opposite route. He went with double worm. Of course, it is the worm home arena, despite the fact that worms, technically speaking, might be the worst class here on the boat. It's a speedy headwind for SSC.
I'm doing the parasites, the ghost parasites.
Huh. Okay. So a theme for Core's team composition here. Taking those leeching talismans. And Core wins the orb race as SSC seemingly hops over the orb, but does get it back and does plunge here for 25. And that was a prayer beads Orlek, so he has already returned. Although, look at that. Core banishes the entirety of SSC's team. And with Siege Chance active, gets 25 damage off that throw from what would usually be a 15 damage character. Once again, a humongous leap from both Orlek and Udmilda. As we were saying, those are the characters that tend to benefit most from the boat physics. As Orlek takes flight once again. Good for 25 this time, once again. Or first the orb, though. Explodes on just one of SSC's defenders that time. So SSC has it now with Orlek. And gets the extra distance on the jump for a big 25-point slam dunk there. Oh, does he go for it, though? Does he go for it? Does he settle for the throw? He does. I'd be lying if I didn't say I wanted him to pass it back to Orlek and try to slam dunk for the entire arena. Especially given what he had in the previous score. It felt like perhaps it was in the cards, but alas, not this time. But GG, well played.
Yeah, good game. I just don't have the hearts to not pick Orlek on that arena.
I mean, I will never complain about Orlek on the boat. But let us know, chat, if there's anything we'd like for this next one. Anything else we'd like to do for this one? Otherwise, we can, of course, just have them take whatever they'd like to take. Alright, the fall. We had the fall request. Anything on top of that? Or will that be all?
Wait, was there a fall request?
There was, yeah, Nor had one.
Oh, I see.
Alright, so let's get this one started then.
The accusers shall now face the Beyonders. Welcome. Who shall conduct the rites?
No requests, sorry.
Just the arena. So yeah, your team is totally up to you.
Okay.
And SC going with Barker with a ring, and that might be the first time we've seen someone take one of those today. Of course, if he takes another character with the other ring, then they'll have infinite stamina at the beginning of a round.
Building up energy.
For the speedy Snadra. It has to come from somewhere. And there is the other character with the ring. It is Jody, and with infinite stamina demons, those are a terrifying sight when they get started. Because that demon sprint is lightning fast. Then prayer beads on Zoxiana. We might not have seen much of Zoxiana yet today. Fair bit of harps, but I think for the most part it's just been Pamitha in previous matches. Then SC goes for the banishment time, additional banishment time on Headwind there. And the last one from Core is a Webbed Lanthorn Messenger in. Here comes Core, and we get Will the Scribes as well on Fall of Solium. I suppose that's fitting. Down goes Snadra. But now perhaps some space. No, not enough room for Barker. Snadra back. Long way to go, though. And Jody is trying to hunt her down.
She's so speedy.
She is speedy. Jody's a little bit faster than usual as well, and there is Barker plunging for 20. Big cast from Snadra gets rid of the only defenders. So that means time for her to throw this one in and get 10 leech as well. There's the infinite stamina. Oh, and for a second there, it looked like SSE was going to go all reverse psychology and deliberately not jump in and sneak under the defender. But there is Snadra, and there she goes, plunging for 20 this time, and once again leeching for 10. But it means that with that plunge, she is now unavailable in this round. And that leaves just Zoxiana at the moment. But Core goes through the portal with her. Circumvents one, and now make it two defenders, and goes all the way in there for the 20 damage plunge. Well maneuvered. Speedy Barker gets shoulder smashed by Snadra. Snadra gets rid of it, turns around and banishes Jody. Then Barker picks it up. Getting cornered, though. So Core has it back. Pushes Snadra a little bit closer, but SSE says, no thank you, I'm going to get rid of her. Portal in a relatively dangerous spot here now for Core, if he is to get the orb back. But here's SSE on the attack. Barker is blocked and banished. Jody is banished. And that means suddenly, just Headwind for SSE. But Barker is returned. He's making moves, but he's stuck in that corner once again. Jody and Headwind back defensively as Core finds a way through for a 20 damage Snadra plunge. And that means one more of those scores is potentially all that Core needs here. But there's SSE returning the favor, plunging with Barker, and of course he has one of the rings. Not Prayer Bead, so now he's gone. Jody trying to get rid of some of the other characters to clear out some space, but meanwhile, here's Core on the attack. And he sneaks through with 11 damage from that imp. It means that now Core is capable of finishing this even with partial damage on any of his characters. Core, moving in with Zoxiana, switches into the imp, does get banished, but now once again has a very dangerous portal. So SSE needs to be careful here. Low margin for error, and the orb is in Core's hands, and in the blink of an eye, he plunges for the win.
not
game.
even come close.
Good game.
The
GG.
rite is done.
All right, let's head on back.
Until the next rite.
What's up, Space Cadet Connor? Tackle through the portal? Is that how you ended up doing it? I blinked and suddenly you had a harp who had the orb and was right next to SSC's Pyre. Like, how did that happen?
Yeah, I tackled through the portal, banished the person who had the orb, picked it up and scored.
All in one fluid motion. You know, typical stuff.
Just classic Zoxiana.
All right, well, let us know, chat, if there's anything we'd like to see for this next one. Yeah, we've had some pretty crazy portal plays today, right? What was it a Nor earlier? It was a crone on the boat who jumped through the portal, intercepted a throw that was about to score, and her momentum took her right next to the opposing Pyre, and so she basically just could walk it in from there. Yeah, so this is versus mode, exactly. So, no CPUs here, player against player, using Steam Remote Play. So we can play each other from across the world in some cases. With some mods as well, that is true. We have made it so we have, most notably, some triumvirate color changes. So, you know, if you're the Accusers, people are orange. If you're the Beyonders, people are sort of an off-white. Regardless of, you know, what team they're usually on. We have added in a few characters that are not as primarily featured in the campaign, but do exist on some of the other teams, just to allow people to, for example, have a team of 3 crones or 3 saps, which otherwise would not be a possibility. That and a few bug fixes are basically the things that we've switched up a bit with mods. But otherwise, we're just taking requests from you guys in chat. If there is anything that people would like to see when it comes to people's exiles, masteries, talismans, songs, arenas, Titan Stars, all that stuff. But if we don't have any requests from chat for this one, then of course we can just have these two take whatever they'd like to take. In which case, looking like we'll go that route here. Oh, hold on. Hold on, we still have time. We still have time for the song. We can still make it happen. We can still make it happen. Hold on. I got you, Nord. Don't worry. Just in the nick of time. Forbidden Knowledge? Okay, sure. It's gonna give us a... I bet you were thinking about requesting a book, but then you thought maybe Forbidden Knowledge is gonna work instead. That's gonna give us an automatic book. Okay, it didn't happen though. Lots and lots of nests today. But your team composition is entirely up to you here. No requests regarding that. Not a correct prediction this time. I mean, Pyre is just insistent on us playing at the Nessa Triesta today, for whatever reason. Apparently, Halloween and Nessa Triesta are two things that, I mean, I wouldn't have really thought go together, but Pyre says they do. And I believe that was a quick throwing Gertrude, yes, for SSC in the first spot. Yeah, don't worry, Nor. You still have a pretty good record when it comes to predicting the arena with your song requests. 4 goes from the legendary talisman on Sir Gilman, giving him extra jumping distance. Wait a second. I thought I'm the one who says that. And that was, I believe it was a speedy Lendl. Yes. For SSC there. Well, Core goes for a quick throwing sap with Manly. Then lastly, Titan Tooth Tizo for SSC, so he will stun anyone that he flies into. While last one for Core is an extra starting Pyre Life Snadra. Alright, and Gilman down quickly here. Lots of banishments quickly, in fact. Snadra into Manly, who tries to shield off, but is still going down here. Snadra suddenly by herself, but it does bring back Gilman with his valiant return, and well-timed at that. Otherwise, looked like that was going to be an SSC scoring opportunity. And here's Core doing that to SSC with the extra mobility, or extra really throwing speed, that quick throwing talisman. And a quick throw from Gilman as well has that extra jumping distance, which helps enable getting into throwing range. Gilman banishes one, wins the orb back, tries to get around the defender, but goes down. Tizo for SSE, waiting to get reinforcements perhaps, and here they are. It's Bertrude, and she hops in. Good for 25. Did see Core take the extra starting power left, so still above 100 even after that one. Core this time blocked and stunned with Titan Tooth, although ended up in the lava, so banished either way. Oh, and SSC goes into the middle and tries to banish all of the defenders, and does, although the Valiant Return does bring back Core's Worm, which sets up a quick little 4 damage throw. But the Worm is back, and I think he was looking for a throw there, but did end up plunging, so 15 damage, yes, but it does mean no Gilman in this round now. Core locks down the orb with a well-placed sapling, and uses the exploding sapling to get rid of the last defender. Has that quick sap throw, using that talisman. Good for 25, and that lowers SSE down to 16 Pyre Life, which means one more score might be all that Core needs here. Doesn't have enough damage with Gilman unless he has Seize Chance, which I'm not sure that he does. But anyone else would be able to do it with one score. One full damage score at least. There's Snadra. But she's banished. Bertrude for SSE. Oh, banished at the last second. Core opportunity here for the winning throw. GG.
Good game.
The ceremony is complete.
Good game. Just Gilman's so slippery.
He is a speedy boy.
Until the stars align.
Alright, and tell you what, looking at the clock here, I think we might be looking at this one being our penultimate rite, and then after that going into our liberation rite. How does that sound? So 2 more in total. We'll have 1 more in which we'll take requests, and then we'll go into our liberation rite with no requests on that one. Does that sound good?
Sounds good.
Alright, so with that in mind, if there is anything else we'd like to see before the end of the night request-wise, this is our last chance to make it happen. So I'll reset us here, but let us know, chat. Of course, we could just have them take whatever they'd like to take, but if there is anything else we'd like to have before the night is through. This is our last chance to make it happen. Anything Halloween themed? In general, the spookiest of teams? Suppose we had one or two unofficial teams previously that were kinda, sorta targeting that general theme. But not seeing anything request-wise at the moment. In which case, looks like this one will just be up to the players to take whatever they'd like to take. So let's get started.
The accusers versus the beyonders.
Well,
Welcome.
I have thoughts.
The rights.
I have thoughts.
We all have thoughts. Some don't need to be shared.
Sorry, no requests then.
No requests. You're free to take whatever you'd like here.
Okay.
SSC goes Orlek in the first spot. Whereas Core goes Exploding Gilman. Messenger Imp to accompany Orlek for SSC. What was that? That's interesting. It's a stowaway who went all the way down to take a false step and had a little canned singularity as well. Oh, wonder what that's all about. No idea, you know, just experimenting a little bit, right? Never seen that one before. Never seen that one before.
By the way, this doesn't stack. The shared
Oh,
smash,
doesn't it?
It does not.
I don't think it does.
Oh, I didn't know that. Sorry.
No, I mean, I'm just letting you know.
Yeah, no, thanks.
Core takes Snadra here, going with the extra Pyre life. So he'll start with 130, and here we go with our penultimate RITE. Stowaway taken out, but Core still on it here with Gilman. SSE has it back, though, and brings Orlek back. Here is Orlek, knocking back the defenders, and oh, nearly made it in, but he shoulder smashed is how he went down. And that means time for Core to throw this one in for 20. The Worm banishes one. Snadra goes down, Orlek goes down, Orlek comes back, and SSE plunges for 15 with his Imp. Orlek has it back for SSE. Blocks. It gets banished on the cast. Gilman. And Snadra. Snadra goes straight in for 20. Now she does not have prayer beads, so she will not be back in this round. But here is Gilman. Good for 7 on that quick throw, so that will bring Snadra back. Orlek down. Stowaway banished. Orlek banished, as is Gilman. Snapper returns for SSC, and she plunges for 20 here. And Core wins the Orb Race against Orlek, and throws that one in for 11 this time. SSC gets rid of the worm and brings back Orlek, although he immediately thereafter gets banished at, in fact, everyone down here for SSC. So time for Core to throw this one in with Snadra for 20 points. Orlek banished, but brought back. Stowaway banished. Oh, but there is the false claim. Thrown in for 20. Orlek and Gilman banished, but Orlek returns and banishes almost the entirety of Core's team. But of course, both players have several ways to bring back their characters from banishment. And so when they are gone, they are usually not gone for long. Gilman, banished, but explodes. Snadra, stowaway, and that throw will seal the deal.
Accomplished effortlessly, I might add.
GG.
The rite is complete.
Well played, you two. Let's head on back.
Till the next rite.
And I think it is just about time for our final rite of the night, our Liberation Rite, which of course means Fall of Solium, sermon intro on, and we'll go, well, Never to Return version of Player 2 here. And Core, what would you like to do, since the Beyonders don't really have a version? You want to go the old Never to Return, something entirely different? What are you thinking?
We could do old. We could do Pyre Hearts.
Could.
Or we could do Chastity.
Up to you.
Chastity.
Player 2's call. Chastity? Alright. So no requests for this one. This will be our final run of the night. We're just going to have both players take their preferred teams to finish things off in style. So, without further ado, let's get going.
Hear me, exiles. Welcome to the Fall of Solium. You shall take part here in a glorious tradition. Prevail and step closer to freedom. Accusers, stand prepared. Beyonders, stand ready. Who shall conduct this rite?
Alright, so this will be our final rite of the night, our Liberation Rite. No requests for this one. Both players just taking their preferred teams. SSC on the left representing the Accusers, Core on the right representing the Beyonders today. And starts things off with Tamitha. Core matches Tamitha with a Luminous Idol Zoxiana, so double harp to leave things off. Then SSC goes the Orlek route, has a chance of getting him back instantly from banishment. We've seen SSC use a lot of Orlek today.
Should I pay homage to Anor? Or is this
Something tells me she would not approve of
manly?
that.
Yeah, she would not approve of that.
If that's your intention, I don't think that's the way to do it. Goes for the quick throwing manly instead.
Like, Ghost Chastity. Do you know what the Chastity Worm is called? Remember what the name is?
I do not remember what the name is, no. I mean, once upon a time when we were making the mods for the extra characters, we had a vote for which of the new characters we wanted to add. Like, when it came to, okay, if we want to add a new worm, is it going to be Lady River? Is it going to be insert name of worm from Chastity or someone else? And so the ones you see here are the winners from those polls. It is not just a coincidence which ones made it through. So whoever that Chastity worm was, they did not make the cut. And the last one from Core is a Webbed Lanthorn Messenger. So here we go, our final rite of the night, our Liberation Rite, SSC on the left representing the Accusers, and Core on the right representing the Beyonders. Best of luck to you both.
Okay. GG.
And
And
there it is, at last.
there it is. GG.
Prove their worth.
That's so close.
Great match, yeah.
Their adversaries the same cannot be said.
There was just a lot of trading going on.
Ends the liberation rite.
Yeah.
Well, that was our liberation rite, our final rite of the night. Thank you, everybody who participated in the rites today, and thank you, everybody who gave us the requests in chat today as well. A lot of great rites like that one, and little bits of, in particular, crazy portal stuff that we saw today. Hope that we can maybe get some of those clipped, or at least take a look back at some of them, because we had some pretty incredible feats today. But thank you all. That is going to be it for me, though, so I'm going to duck out of Discord. I will see you guys next week.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's boot them from Steam Remote Play. First of all, get out of here. How dare they? How dare they be in Steam Remote Play, right? Right? I know. Seriously? Okay. But I'm not quite done with you yet, chat. As we were saying, that was our final rite of the night, our liberation rite. So thank you, everybody who participated in the rites today, and thank you, everybody who gave us the requests in chat today as well. This was, of course, Pyre Community Rite Night, which we are doing every Sunday. And if you are interested in getting more involved in this multiplayer Pyre stuff, then the best way to do so is by joining the Rite Club Discord server, which you can do by clicking on that link right there. That's where we are coordinating all this stuff. My name is Lids. I'm hosting those Rite Nights, and our streaming schedule nowadays is Fridays. It's actually a little bit uncertain there, because we have kind of sort of finished what was previously our Friday night stream, which was Gwent Rogue Mage. It's a roguelike, so it's hard to say definitively, are we done, are we not done? We might be, we might not be, so that might still be what we're looking to do on Friday, or maybe we'll start looking at some other alternatives as well in the near future. Saturdays is Mass Effect 3 multiplayer. We actually just had a Halloween-themed stream for that yesterday, and there is a different theme that we will have coming up soon for Mass Effect 3 multiplayer as well. Then, of course, Sundays is Pyre. And outside of that, also posting the VODs for all those things on YouTube. So if you missed any of the streams, you can catch that stuff on YouTube. Lids Vids there as well. Then also doing some Gwent videos, the Witcher-themed card game. New events for that coming out every week. That stuff's on YouTube, as well as some Thronebreaker, which is the Gwent campaign. Doing videos for that on YouTube as well. Did a little bit of Marvel Snap a week or so ago as well. That is a new Marvel-themed card game that just came into Steam Early Access. Not sure we're necessarily going to do more of that, unless that's something that people are really interested in seeing more of. I think that Gwent's Thronebreaker has, for the most part, just going to take that spot. But those are the things that are, in general, on the agenda in the coming days and weeks ahead. But for those of you who haven't done so yet already, of course, you can also hit the follow button to get a notification from Let's try that again. You can hit the follow button to get a notification for when I go live. There we go. Also, posting on Twitter at LidsVids when I go live as well. And if you haven't done so yet already, actually the best place to stay up to date on all things Lids is by joining my own Discord server, which you can do by clicking on... Lids, you need to put the exclamation point first for that to work. Otherwise, you're just saying the word Discord. You're not actually doing the command for Discord. There we go. That is the link to join the Discord. But that's going to be it for me for tonight. So thank you all for watching. Hope you enjoyed the stream. And I'll catch you next time.